So the one thing that's been weirdly, oddly missing from this channel is a specific reaction that I'm sure some of you may have thought why I haven't or where the video is. Well, here it is, obviously, but it did slip under my nose, and for a good reason. It is Death Battle, if that wasn't already obvious, and I haven't necessarily kept up with a lot of Death Battle related fights just because I've had my reserves on the channel itself. But I used to enjoy a lot of Death Battles, and now it's just pretty much come down to me reacting to any of the fights that have anything to do with characters that I really am interested in, more specifically towards the Dragon Ball side of things. But if there are any other Death Battles that y'all would want to see my reaction to, whether they be with anime characters or characters that you think that I might actually like, definitely let me know and I'll consider doing it. But for now, we're going to be doing Gogeta versus Vegito. Let's get into it. I don't know why this wire's all tangled.
Last one! Man, these things are so easy to find nowadays.
Yes! Now, with this ultimate power,
That is true. Actually, that's actually funny.
Have Gogeta fight Vegito!
What?
Oh, come on! It's the ultimate Dragon Ball question! Which fusion of Goku and Vegeta is stronger? Gogeta, the combo greater than legends? Or Vegito, the mix who surpassed gods?
Okay, so before I continue watching this, I should let you all know now that I actually don't even know who wins. Personally, my favorite has always been Gogeta. I've always been a Gogeta head, all right, through and through, ever since we first seen him in Fusion Reborn, pretty much, and then again in GT, and then obviously the third time in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Vegito, I've always liked as a character. I used to think, you know, that just the concept of fusion was always amazing and godlike, but Vegito just didn't hit the same for me like with Gogeta. But I still love Vegito just because, you know, that is another fusion of Goku and Vegeta. So there's, you know, there's always enough love to spread around for, you know, as many characters as you really like. But me personally, I think Gogeta has this one. I could be wrong, but it doesn't really matter.
Intriguing. They are in many ways identical, yet still quite different. Though in canon, they only have a collective total of 3 brief appearances. To truly determine who would...
I like how man say in canon they only have 3 appearances and proceeds to show the Fusion Reborn movie. Death Battle.
Let's examine all of their material.
So that's Z, GT, Super, movies, games, guidebooks, toys, Twitter, even all the crazy Xenoverse and hero stuff.
No. You can't. No, you can't look at Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Please don't do it.
It's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Well, they have no armor, so there's that.
You're there to watch Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn.
This is a cool edit.
And it's gonna be the most radical movie ever, dude. I mean, yeah, it was a little weird when Adolf showed up, but then it happened. Goku and Vegeta were pushed to the brink with only one option left. They merged into a single being of amazing power, Gogeta! And that would be the greatest thing 8-year-old you ever saw. Yep, you peaked at 8.
Fun fact, while Vegito had already debuted in the manga 2 months earlier, Gogeta was created first. After all, the movie had been in production throughout the previous year.
Makes sense.
Saiyans, the proud son of royalty and the lower-class champion becoming one epic powerhouse? This is the true potential of Goku and Vegeta. Easily a top 5 Dragon Ball moment. Hey, nothing beats the first time we saw Super Saiyan, but I think this comes close.
This method of fusion was taught to Goku by the Metamorans, a mysterious alien people who we never actually see.
But I'd guess they like wearing crop tops with inflatable shoulder pads. Anyway, when Goku taught this fabled technique to Goten and Trunks, it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
This is the fusion dance. On top of an incredibly precise movement routine, this technique requires both parties to match power levels in order to fuse successfully.
Yeah.
A literal personification of the phrase, only as strong as the weakest link.
It's pretty easy to screw up, trust me. But if you nail it, you're the baddest mother effer on the planet.
Though not part of mainline canon, Goku and Vegeta first used this to battle Janemba, a demon basically composed
Okay, thank
of
you for
essence
saying
of
that.
evil. Probably smells like ass. Gogeta defeated him in less than 2 minutes. 20 years later, Gogeta would become canon to conquer one of the most dangerous entities in the multiverse, Broly.
Obviously, Gogeta's super powerful, but I think his most underappreciated skill is how he comes up with awesome attack names, like the Big Bang Kamehameha, Stardust Fall.
Why are they
Meteor
putting Kaioken in
Explosion.
here? What? Has Gogeta ever used Kaioken, guys? What are we doing? I just realized if they're just throwing in Goku attacks, where's the Gallic Gun then? I don't see it.
That's how it took out Janemba in one shot. The guy was literally made of evil. Or cats.
Weirdly enough, this is similar to Devilman's Devilmite Beam, which causes the evil within a person to explode and...
Oh, you mean Spike? That guy's hilarious. Which obscure character are you gonna reference next? Icarus?
Hey.
Sour Man? General Rildo? Oh man, that guy's just one letter up from General
I knew he was
Over
gonna say that.
the years, Gogeta has achieved the empowered forms of Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan Blue, and even Super Saiyan 4 in his battle against Omega Shenron.
Super Saiyan 4 is a totally unique branch of transformation. Instead of using Divine Ki like Super Saiyan God, it taps further into Goku and Vegeta's Saiyan bloodline, giving them fuzzy red fur and teen goth eyeshadow.
Goku has also claimed this form increases a Saiyan's inherent aggression, though you wouldn't know it with Gogeta. He basically becomes Dragon Ball's Bugs Bunny, reveling and messing around with his foe any way he can.
Until the fusion runs out. That's right, the fusion dance has a time limit of 30 minutes. This can be reduced even more if Gogeta uses up a lot of energy. Against Omega Shenron in GT, he split apart after about 10 minutes.
Just more evidence that the amount of power Gogeta possesses is enormous. Even repeatedly striking Broly so hard that the boundaries between dimensions shattered like glass wasn't enough to burn through his time.
Yeah, that was
Hell,
awesome.
He was only in Super Saiyan 1 when he did that. After going blue, Broly didn't stand a chance. Based on earlier in the film, Whis' reaction even implies that Gogeta...
In Dragon Ball Resurrection F, Whis theorized that Goku and Vegeta working together could match Beerus. When Gogeta appears before him in Dragon Ball Super Broly, Whis referenced this. Yes, okay.
Gogeta could possibly take on Beerus.
In Dragon Ball Heroes, Gogeta continues to prove he's one of the multiverse's S-tier fighters. He even defeated the Crimson Masked Super Saiyan Rose Full Power Goku Black and Ultimate God Slayer.
What?
And two Gogetas together could take on Fu.
Just Fu.
Fu's a one-winged
After all
angel?
that, He's just called Fu.
Dark King Fu, the artificial bio-android demon mutant. He has
What? Okay, this is why I don't watch Dragon Ball Heroes.
Is this fan fiction?
Yes,
the God
basically.
Whiner claimed Fu could become an entity akin to...
Nah. See, this is the part where you have to. This part you have to disconnect and check out right here, because there is really no reason why they should be referencing even Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I mean, I guess the argument is, well, if we're gonna reference Fusion Reborn, then they can reference that. Listen, don't even reference Fusion Reborn. Just don't even do it then. Make it make sense to all that canon, because to me, right off the bat, that just means that Gogeta's just gonna win off of everything. Because Vegito, I mean, yeah, sure, you can include his Super Dragon Ball Heroes appearances and occurrences or whatever, but like, come on, man, like, this is why I don't watch Death Battle.
But these Gogetas achieved even stronger forms than before. One was in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, the boosted form Vegeta achieved during the Tournament of Power. The other was Super Saiyan 4, but not just any Super Saiyan.
In Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Goku have fought on par with each other multiple times, further supporting how the forms are similar in power in that universe. Irrelevant information!
4, he was Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker. I think my tongue is permanently twisted now.
These two forms fighting side by side implies that, at least in this iteration, both are similar if not equal in power.
Gogeta's so cool, and there are tons of people who think he'd win this matchup.
In Weekly Jump issue 28 from 1995, the fusion dance was stated to unify Goku and Vegeta's spirits and draw out their power to the max. As long as a fight with Vegito lasts less than 30 minutes, the magazine says Gogeta should win.
And then in the video game Raging Blast, there's a what-if scenario where Gogeta beats Vegito in a sparring session. But he was about to run out of energy, so maybe it could have gone either way.
Though with his power and skill, it's unlikely any opponent would push Gogeta to his limits. Two of the greatest warriors in history merged together as one. What more could you want as a fan? And what more could you fear as a foe?
All right, let's hear Vegito's side.
It's the spring spring of 1995, a demonic menace has threatened to consume the world in chaos. Goku and Vegeta were pushed to the brink with only one option left: fusion! They used one of their most incredible techniques to become a merged being of unimaginable power. Does this sound familiar?
But there wasn't time to teach Vegeta an awkward dance routine he'd ultimately despise. Instead, they used the Potara.
Only the gods themselves could rock bling like this. That's right, the Potara earrings come from the Kais, the gods that supervise the universes.
By placing one earring on each person's opposite ear, the Potara forcibly fuses the two beings together. Nope.
The one thing I will appreciate right there is when they literally shout out Vegarot, which is the name used in the manga, which not a lot of people want to acknowledge. Or a lot of people pretend that it didn't even happen, but whether that was like a translation thing or whatever, I specifically remember reading it not in the manga, but the Jump magazines themselves that had the chapters that used to come out back in the day over here in America. Because yes, I come from a time where we too got Shonen Jump in hand. Yeah, I'm that old.
Power level matching required. In this case, Goku and Vegeta fuse to become Vegito.
Okay, seriously, Vegito? Couldn't they have a better name?
It's not that bad. And remember, Fusion Reborn started production well before Toriyama penned Vegito's first appearance.
So, Toei called dibs on the better name, huh? But still, shouldn't it be like Vegito? Not like that's much better either. Why Vegito?
It makes more sense in Japanese. Vegito is formed from the first half of Vegeta and the latter half of Kakaroto. This is why Viz Media actually translated it to Vegarot.
And there it is.
Oh, that one sucks too. Okay, bored now. Let's talk about how he blows shit up real good.
Vegito has numerous techniques that are entirely his own, many of which are, fittingly, perfect combinations of Goku and Vegeta's signature moves, such as the Final Kamehameha, formed like Vegeta's Final Flash, but fired like Goku's Kamehameha wave. He's got a Spirit Sword, the Saiyan Shield, and the Banshee Blast. Which, no, it's not the ghost attack you're thinking of.
With Goku and Vegeta's powers combined, Majin Buu was no match. Super Vegito was so friggin' powerful that even being
They gave this
turned
man
into Kaioken
Kaioken
didn't slow him
too.
down. It just made him delicious.
I don't
His
get
level
it.
of power had transcended to such an impressive degree that he was capable of effectively ignoring.
I mean, I
having
guess-
his matter entirely
I guess he could
altered
do it
and
if he
getting
wanted to,
eradicated.
but
He
it's not like we've
continued
never seen
on
it.
as the incredible fighting candy.
No mouth, no brains, no organs of any kind, and he still kept slapping around that big pink ass.
Phrasing. Presumably, this is similar to how Vegeta overpowered Babidi's mind control, or how Goku broke through Hit's time skip with Kaioken. A greater power level can overrule basically anything a weaker one does. Though, to be fair, the Super Candy
Okay,
is a
I guess
pretty
that's fair.
extreme example.
It's just a little bizarre to make a comparison or to use an example from something that happened well after to make it make sense for the candy fight. But yeah, I guess that's okay.
But Vegito's a pretty extreme guy, even for the Dragon Ball multiverse. He later got that godly blue hairspray and beat the crap out of merged Zamasu, a double deity. Like a fusion dick measuring contest, but not at all
I
close.
can't
Though
stand
similar
him.
to his dancing counterpart, Vegito's time ran out after he overtaxed himself.
Which was kinda weird. Back in the day, they said these Potara fusions were permanent. Turns out it's only permanent for Supreme Kais. Vegito's form can last up to 1 hour before splitting apart, but can be shortened severely if he goes full tilt.
Yep.
In the manga, Vegito formed after Zamasu fused, and split apart when they expected fused Zamasu to have 20 minutes left, meaning he cut his time down to 40 minutes at most, though in the anime it was way less since he tried to quickly overpower Zamasu with a single attack.
The Potara have their own set of rules. Unlike the fusion dance, this form is maintained by the power of the earrings, not the fusers themselves. As such, destroying the earrings ends the fusion.
And if you slap the Potara on
Yep.
while in a Super Saiyan form, you can't power down while fused. So if Goku and Vegeta aren't careful, they can find themselves draining power when they don't need to. But surprise, Vegito's got into his own Super Dragon Ball Hero shenanigans, and he's got the full power Red Fur 2. Look, Wiz, I think I'm having deja vu.
Aside
Wow.
from Fu, he's battled heavy-hitting threats to the multiverse like Cumber and Mechikabura.
And just like with Gogeta, there's plenty of people who think Vegeta would win this fight.
Daizenshus 4 and 7, basically two Dragon Ball encyclopedias, claim that the Potara fusion is superior to the fusion dance.
Old Kai said this too, that the Potara provide a greater effect.
Though they both may be referring to what was believed at the time to be a permanent fusion. Not having to worry about overspending your time limit would certainly be a greater effect.
Yeah, the Daizenshu's, like, even though those are like very resourceful pieces of information as far as like data books and all that kind of stuff goes, they've been since outdated, obviously because of all of this new stuff that has been in existence now for several years. I mean, it's good to reference every now and then. I actually wish that they made official translations for the Daizenshu's, because they only exist for Japan. They never translated them outside of, you know, Japan at all. And I feel like that was definitely a missed opportunity. I feel like they should, even now in 2023, do like a retranslation, or just maybe add on to it, or just kind of maybe not scrap the originals for history's sake, but like they honestly should give us like a more updated data guidebook or something like that. That's just my 2 cents.
If it were true.
But hey, there's nothing that can get in the way of Vegito's awesome power. Gods and demons alike are no match. When there's no one strong enough to save the day, then perhaps 2 will do.
Okay.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
Hear my wish, eternal.
So it seems like I said, I'll say this one more time. It seems like Gogeta's going to win. They had a lot more to say about Gogeta, I feel like, over Vegito. Maybe it's just due to the fact that he's had more appearances overall, the fact that they've included literally every single appearance, whether it was canon or not. And yes, they were fair in the sense for doing the same thing with Vegito too, but I don't know. I feel like they might even throw in there that because the Daizenshu's are like outdated, that doesn't really necessarily mean that the Potara are still the strongest type of fusion or whatever, based on going off of the information like that. But we'll soon find out.
It's time for a death battle!
What is this madness?
Whoa, Vegeta! Am I really that much taller than you?
Stuff it, Kakarot!
You...
Chun! Go!
That was cool. Why is Shenron still there?
Not bad. Want to kick it up a notch? Sure. But how about some variety?
Interesting. So they decided. Okay. Okay. They're fighting on Snake Way now. What? Okay.
Gotcha!
How? I have no. I What? Really?
Oh man, that was epic! Totally worth the wish. Oh, you're probably gonna sell
I don't even know what to fucking say.
This fight was incredibly close. No, seriously, how could it not be? They're almost exactly the same person.
with a few minor differences.
So Gogeta has more canonical victories, more exclusive techniques, equal skill. Debatable. Fusion dance can fail if performed improperly, shorter duration. Okay, the first part, I guess, that fusion dance part, irrelevant. Why? Because when people think of Gogeta versus Vegito, no one's thinking of the fat versions because like everyone's gonna assume that they're gonna be at their best, right? So that was like a filler point to make. Vegito said, they say, considered stronger by more official sources, even though they're out fucking dated. And they literally said that in this video. Longer duration, no power matching required. That part is very true. Equal skill, unable to power down after fusion.
Differences here and there, like signature attacks. Neither Vegito nor Gogeta had one single power that provided an absolute edge over the other.
Except perhaps Vegito's longer time limit, though it's not so clear-cut. Both have overtaxed their energy quick enough to end their fusions in less than 10 minutes. Time isn't the only factor, but also whatever is maintaining each fusion. Gogeta's body and Vegito's earrings. It's possible Vegito's power can actually drain the Potara faster than Gogeta's does his own body.
Still, it's twice the time, and that definitely gave Vegito more flexibility.
Hold on, they're saying there is not enough evidence to definitively prove the Potara uses energy differently than the fusion dance. When the two forms appear together in crossovers like Super Dragon Ball Heroes, this is not an explicit factor. How about the fact that y'all even pointed out, you want to talk about how long they last in the fusion? Bro, destroy the earrings. Destroy the earrings, and what happens? That's an L. That's what happens. That's crazy.
So more often than not, it's safe to say Gogeta would run out of juice.
And then no. See, and this is why. This guy's right here is why I do not follow Death Battle. Is because they're trying to say that because he used up more energy now, essentially, because first of all, why did they have him go from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 4 and then he powered up to Super Saiyan Blue? Think about that. That's why it made no sense to include the non-canon feats or anything like that, because like why would they do that? It makes no sense. Like Vegito is literally on camera. He's only seen with his official shit, right? From all the official stuff. So then why the hell are they going to start just throwing it? Like, dude, no. See, this, oh my God, terrible.
Also, when Vegeta or Gogeta diffuse from power overuse, it's typically difficult for them to immediately fuse again due to that lack of energy.
But Vegito had another one over Gogeta. No matter what, he'd always have a very slight power advantage. Remember how the fusion dance requires the fusers to match their power levels? Well, the Potara don't need that.
Goku doesn't need to match Vegeta's slightly low.
Setting Vegeta's power level as definitively lesser than Goku's is debatable, especially given their spar in Dragon Ball Super Hero. Yeah, because he won that. Yeah. Regardless, one is more likely to have a slight edge rather than both be exactly equal, requiring one to lower their power level. Because this matchup is so close, even a slight drop makes a difference.
Bruh.
Even a slight drop makes a difference. That's what they're concluding off of that, is the fact that they had to be equal at base in order to fuse first. Then Vegito obviously doesn't have to do that. So that means that just off of that, they're just going to assume that, oh, yeah, well, yeah, then Vegeto's just stronger because Goku's stronger and they didn't have to match nothing. But then they brought this up, saying like, okay, well, in base, Vegeta did win that, but then that's debatable. Why? Because Goku was like, kind of like hinted like, oh, he like let him win, right? Because whatever, ego thing for Vegeta's sake, I suppose. But like, again, it just brings me right back to what I'm trying to point out, is like, why did they even bother to reference all of these things that really shouldn't have been referenced. That's like back to when it was Superman versus Goku, everybody's favorite death battle, right? And there's people to this day that really are on Goku's side thinking like, yo, like he should have won regardless, right? But then they had to specifically nerf Superman just to make the fight even slightly interesting, because Superman has so many different versions. They literally had a cutoff. They had a cutoff. They mix and match. They want to make it make sense to however way they can figure it, and just so that they can make their content. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, but it's just like, bro, this is why I personally don't really watch a lot of their stuff anymore, especially when it comes down to characters that I know a little bit more than others. And when it comes to Dragon Ball, kind of have a reputation for that.
Lower power levels, so there's nothing stopping Vegito from combining the full sum of their parts.
Ah, poor Vegeta. You'll get your day in the sun one day, buddy. Oh, who am I kidding?
This might be what Old Kai was referring to when he said the Potara had a greater effect.
But hey, could Gogeta have destroyed the earrings? Nope. He would have had to be able to overpower Vegito first, like how Goku could only destroy Kefla's earrings after he reached Ultra Instinct.
Remember, when comparing levels of power in Dragon Ball, the greater one can overrule almost anything the weaker one does. The earrings likely tend to be protected by the user's ki aura, similar to their clothing.
The only time we've ever seen Potara damaged or specifically targeted are when the wearer is overwhelmed or in a vulnerable state. If any stray ki blast could destroy them, we'd have a lot more broken earrings by now.
Lastly, there's some debate over their personalities.
Yeah, so like, why did they make him do this? Like, he did that in GT. There's no consistent evidence Goku or Vegeta has more influence over either fusion. That's kind of, well, I guess, yeah. Vegito's taunting and Gogeta's lack of seems more related to the context of their fights. Dragon Ball Super Broly appears to align Gogeta's personality and voice with that of Vegito as seen in Dragon Ball Super.
In their first appearances, Vegito seemed rather cocky and playful against Buu, whereas Gogeta was far more deliberate against Janemba, and thus far more successful. However, these are not core personality traits, and assuming so would be inconsistent with Vegito's serious fight with Zamasu and Gogeta's more brash fights with Broly and Omega Shenron. Context is key. As far as personality and mental ability goes, Gogeta and Vegito are practically identical. In the end, Vegito's higher power level, no matter how slight it was, made a big difference in protecting and maintaining his longer, more flexible time limit.
Gogeta was gonna need meta more than that to beat Vegito. Sorry,
Wow.
Wiz, I know that pun was potarible.
Wait, shut up. Earth's Dragon Balls give 2 wishes, right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Shenron, I wish for you to fuse me and win. The winner is Vegito.
All right, so I will also say this. So if we're gonna base it off, they should have just said that. Like, honestly, like the way the fight was choreographed was a little weird to me, and it just made it seem like they basically gave Vegito the upper hand because of the whole like using up more power thing, which then obviously definitely would have given the win to Vegito way more definitively, because it's like, why would he go Super Saiyan 4 and then go to Blue? They even tried to say like they're very even, but they used examples from Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which again is very, very weird. It's just like, I don't know. You kind of have to take it for what you will. I honestly don't even know how people that come across this video are going to react to my reaction, just because like, I'm not even mad that Vegito won. I'm not mad that Gogeta lost. I'm just more conflicted with how they came to their conclusion based upon the delivery of all this mix match of information. They're pulling from canon, non-canon, then their fight that's choreographed is, they're making these characters, they're making one character, let me be more specific, do things that, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna go off of all of this shit, of course Gogeta was gonna lose, because he was exerting way more energy, just going from Super Saiyan 1 to 4 and then to Blue. And then on top of that, why are they even including information based on like, oh yeah, like they could do this, that, and the other thing. Like they could both do Kaioken, but none of them ever used it. So what was, I mean, I guess like that's neither here nor there, but why even mention it if they weren't even gonna like show it off here? Because if they're gonna have them do stuff that they were never even doing in the first place, then fuck it, why the hell not? But then at that point, it probably just still leads and points to Vegito. So whatever. If that's what it is, this video could have been like 15 minutes or like 12. You know, they could literally just pointed out all of the stuff that really matters, and like the driving home point is that because Vegito has a slight power increase. That little bit makes the difference, which then puts him as the winner. Boom. All right. I would have much rather that than all this fucking shit all over the place, man. It's just like, it's like here's this, and we're just gonna boom. Not a fan. They had Trunks versus Silver? Oh no. All right, so yeah, I mean, I pretty much gave you guys all my thoughts just at the end there. That was, I guess, you could call that the outro as well, but yeah, I mean, I kind of knew that this was not gonna be a very simple thing to digest. I mean, I know this is a very hot topic in the Dragon Ball community whenever it decides to come up randomly on Twitter or whatever spaces online that exist. Gogeta versus Vegito has been one of those discussion topics that has lasted for a very long time. And honestly, I have grown out of that, and I really never cared. But just for the sake of, it was a death battle between two of like probably the biggest known fusions ever, I had to do a video about it and give you guys my reaction, my thoughts. And as another reminder, that is why I don't really watch the death battles. But if there's any others that you feel like would be a lot more fun to just watch, then let me know. I mean, I'm looking at this Trunks versus Silver, and they already got, like, this is like Xeno Trunks. So I'm just like, all right, well, it just goes to show you that whatever is out there, it's like, it's like, that's the thing, man. It's just like, at that point, you might as well just put in like Dragon Ball Deliverance and Kakume and Legend. Like, you might as well just include all of those things when it comes down to this, because it's just like, if they're using stuff that doesn't matter, then it's just like, then the fan stuff should be, you know, included too, right? To some degree, but then probably someone's gonna be like, oh, well, no, because Toei actually didn't. Shut up. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, hit me up. All the links will be in the description to show your support. If there's any comments that you don't want me to miss out on, bring up in the next video, definitely leave a super thanks if you can. I really would appreciate that, and it does go a long way, and obviously help directly supports me. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. May the power protect you. Keep it locked, loaded right here on this channel. Stay safe, stay clean, and stay the hell inside. And I'll see y'all next time.